Welcome. So great to be here with this amazing talent. We welcome you to Virginia. Virginia is for farm lovers. That is for sure. It's an exciting day with a lot of great music ahead, but a really important mission ahead. This is something the governor and I in Virginia care about deeply. It's what he ran on. It's what we work on every day. We are committed to our farming communities, to making sure that we promote and support our local and regional food systems here in the Commonwealth, that we connect more and more Virginians, our neighbors, our families with the fresh, locally grown produce and products that we have here in the Commonwealth. And a particularly important stated goal I know we all share is to eliminate childhood hunger. With that means we also have the opportunity to educate our future generation about the importance of food and where food comes from. So my husband has worked hard, and I've been right there beside him, making sure we're supporting our Virginia farmers and our global economy, and also making sure that we're paying attention right here at home to how we can support our farming community. Our farmers give so much to us. They give us substance, nutrition, but they also give back in their communities. And so we passed a farm tax credit for farmers who wanted to donate their extra crops to our food banks here in the Commonwealth. And we're very proud of that, and we're very proud of our farmers for their commitment to our Virginia community. So with that, I thank you very much for being here. It's going to be a great day. And thank you all to all our musicians who are here. Oh, and a special shout out, of course, to our Virginia amazing Dave Matthews, who is a new board member to Farm Aid. So we thank them all and appreciate it, and have a great, great afternoon.
Thank you, Mrs. McAuliffe, for your work for family farmers and all of us who eat. Good morning. Thank you all for coming to Farm Aid 2016. Woo! My name is Jennifer Fahey, and I am one of the 14-person staff in the Farm Aid office who works year-round to keep family farmers on the land. And one day a year we get to do this. And it's pretty fun. We do this with the tremendous help of people behind the stage and in the wings and up front in the photo pit behind the cameras, and they're just as committed as the people on this stage to making sure that family farmers can thrive. The people to my left need no introduction, but since this is press event and pep rally, let's start with a little cheering this morning for Dave Matthews. John Mellencamp. Neil Young. Willie Nelson. And Farm Aid's Executive Director, Carolyn Mugar. Willie, it's a bit of a tradition to get this kicked off with a welcome from you. Can you start us off?
Well, yeah, thank y'all. This is number 31, y'all. Yeah, so thank you, Virginia, for helping us celebrate number 31. We're glad that we're all a part of it, and we're glad to be here 31 times, right, Carolyn? We're glad to be anywhere 31 times. Thank you all very much for being here.
Yeah, I second that. Thank you very much for being here to support Farm Aid, and this is a great thing we got going today. We got some really good videos and stuff that we're going to show you that show what's going on around here that you might not know about, or maybe you're part of or something, but we feel like we're part of the better food revolution, and we hope that we're a big success. John Mellencamp.
Well, I'm happy and proud to be here. 31 farm aids later, in 1985, when this started, I can't imagine that Willie, myself, and Neil, and Dave wasn't born yet. We couldn't imagine that we would be doing this 31 years later. But the more we got into it and the more we realized and the more educated all of us became, the more we realized that it was a very daunting task that we have taken on. And so I always kind of look sideways, and it always hits me sideways when I say, yeah, I'm going to go do Farm Aid. And they go, you guys still doing that? And I think, you still eating? So I'm very proud and happy to be here today with these guys again, and I'm going to turn it over to Blabby Dave.
Thank you, John. It's an honor to be here. I think we've gone rogue on the order of things, but I'm always glad I'm last when I'm sitting with these three men here, heroes of mine. But I'm glad to be part of this. Just want a quick little story. I met a pilot, and he said, "Where are you guys going?" And I said, "I'm flying to Virginia to do Farm Aid." And he said, "Well, tell everybody, tell Willie, tell everybody there, thank you, because I grew up in North Dakota, and my neighbor came down with cancer, and there's no way that a small farmer can deal with the medical bills or what's coming in at him." And he said, and then Farm Aid came in and took care of him, and it just made me feel like I was part of something that was really special, and I just wanted to mention that.
All of us here know that good food starts with family farmers, but they can't do it alone. More and more communities are partnering with family farmers to bring good food to the people who need it. These partnerships go beyond farmers markets and local restaurants. They're crossing sectors, they're crossing towns and generations. They're reinvigorating local economies, growing good health, and creating stronger communities. As one of our panelists today, Bo, puts it, they are growing the love. As Farm Aid traveled the hollers and back roads and highways and city streets of Virginia and DC over the past couple months, we've found numerous examples of these partnerships, these communities coming together to make sure that family farmers are strong and that we all receive the benefits they bring us. We're highlighting the work of these people today. Let's get started with Robin Robbins and Roger Garrett, who are farmers in Appalachia. Come on up, Robin and Roger. Let's see, where are we here? Appalachia has seen the demise of its two main industries, tobacco and coal. It's known as a persistent area of poverty, but its people remain deeply rooted to the land. One visit and you'll understand why that's true. These days, local food is giving Appalachians hope. Let's take a quick look and see for ourselves.
Appalachians are pretty famous for poverty. It's always been poor, but people mining coal and people working in it, then everything else it's like a domino effect. Things have went downhill, things have closed down. As far back as I know, that's all my family's done, really, is mine coal. By the time I graduated high school, I knew that you probably aren't getting a job in the coal mines. I knew that I needed to do something else, so here I am.
In farming, you've got to have a large customer base. Supermarkets have major buyers, and they want to buy in bulk. They don't want to buy just small quantities. We needed a way to meet that need, to get that big bulk so that the supermarkets would buy. And so Appalachian Harvest has met a great need in helping us be able to get our product out to market.
The Appalachian Harvest Food Hub is one location where multiple small and medium family farms come together to do cooling, storing, packing, aggregation, and distribution. Conventional, organic, small, medium, large feed into this facility where we ship tractor trailer loads, because my 200 boxes couldn't get a tractor trailer load around the corner. But your 200, your 5, your 4, your 12, oh, guess what? That 3 made a difference because the buyer ordered 500, not 497. The Appalachian Harvest network of family farmers actually started with a vision on a back porch. A couple farmers hanging out, this dairy farm's disappearing, this tobacco farm's gone, this is gone, that's gone. So the vision was to take former tobacco farmers, what are they going to do with all this land? Are we going to let it lay fallow? It's not very sustainable. What are you doing to Mother Earth? And thus was birthed the beautiful institution of Appalachian Harvest.
For anybody to be successful at this, not me, not Joe down the street, anybody, it takes a village. I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for all of those other people putting Appalachian Harvest in place.
I would like to see more people start farming, and you know, that'd be a source of income for a lot more people.
I mean, these families, they just want to stay on their land. They want to let their heritage evolve through their work and their labor, and their passion come through their food. And I don't know of any more honorable profession than growing food that feeds our country.
Robin, in addition to being a farmer, you're the manager for Appalachian Harvest. I know that your cell phone starts ringing at 4 a.m. and you're hearing from produce buyers looking for good food. And this summer you filled a record number of tractor loads full of good local food and shipped it out. And the demand is more than you can handle. What does it mean for the farmers that you work with that this food system is growing and you're part of it?
With the economic disparity in Southwest Virginia and remote Appalachia, it's really, really hard for others to understand that supplemental income means ends meet and paying your taxes. So the 12 tractor trailer loads that we did the week that Farm Aid was there was triple the amount that we normally do for farmers. And just last year, we brought 1.7 million into a rural community that would have otherwise not had it. And we gained a little bit more credibility, a little bit more label awareness as we spread the mission of sustainability with group efforts. So everybody counts, small, medium, and large. And it's a great feeling to know that we're helping. For example, I got a phone call that said, I really want to thank you because you moved this farmer out of a trailer into a house now, and he no longer has to sell all of his equipment off at the beginning of every year to try to find the money to start up, and it's all because of the work that you and your team at Appalachian Harvest do. So it's a very rewarding job.
That's amazing. Thank you. Roger, you come from a line of coal miners, and that's a tradition that has provided for Appalachian families for decades. Do you feel you're creating a new family legacy by becoming an organic farmer?
Yeah, I definitely feel like we're heading in a different direction. I mean, it's something that I'm making a living on, and I hope that when me and Logan get married and my fiance, and you know, if we have children, that they'll continue to farm, and that'll be a source of income for them, and won't have to rely solely on, you know, coal mining.
And, sorry. You mentioned Logan, and there's a bit more of a relationship here between Robin and Roger that goes beyond food, hub distributor, and farmer. Robin, do you want to tell us a little bit about that and the future of Robin's Family Farm?
The future of Robin's Family Farms is really seated in the heritage of our family farms. My granny, Eula, is 99 years old, and she was sustainable before it was a buzzword. Raised 3 wonderful children on a family farm, And my husband Dave and I wanted that for our 3 daughters. And that's why we became farming in the organic methodology, to protect our daughters from things we didn't want them to be exposed to. And over the generations, my granny's passion for farming has just been passed down, and now it's to our daughters. Logan is engaged to Roger, and Logan, through the work that she's accomplished on the farm, has achieved her national FFA degree, which less than 0.5% of all children do that. So we feel like we're taking sustainability from its original form and passing it through the next generations to where we can keep our land and our water and our soil, our air, all healthy to produce healthy food, to produce healthy economies that can help grow healthy families.
Neil, this story is an example of a community taking control of its own destiny. I know you've been concerned about power being taken away from local communities and put into the hands of corporations. Let's talk about that.
Well, these people are heroes. They're on the edge. They're the warriors for tomorrow. These are the very, very important key people. These people here, these people back here, the people who are in these videos we're going to be looking at, and everybody like them. There's several of you out there, and all you farmers who believe in this mission of returning good food to the land, we returning it to the people from the land. We have just begun. This is a revolution, and people will look back on this one way or the other in 10 or 15 years and see what folks like this are doing. We recently have seen giant corporations that are selling for billions and billions of dollars joining together. And we heard just a few minutes ago about how somebody was eating bad food and got sick and had to take a lot of drugs. And now they were eating good food and they were starting to not take so many drugs. And you have to notice that one of the biggest drug companies on the planet and one of the largest pesticide providers on the planet, Monsanto and Bayer, have just joined together. And if our government lets them do this, and we can't stop it with regulatory laws, then we're going to have them working together. And this is what you're up against. This is a huge thing. That's why you really are heroes, because these are huge corporations that they don't want you to give your food to the people. They want to give you their seeds, and they want to control you, and they want to sell the food that has been degraded, and they want to sell it at and drugs at the prices that allow these two giant corporations to support each other. It's so big that you can hardly see it. People don't really believe that this is really happening, but it is happening, and our politicians and our government, especially our president, is behind it. And it is something that needs to be addressed at our level, where people do things for themselves, where people take back their own rights. They have the right to the land. You can grow your own food. There's another video coming up with someone in it that is so happy just to be growing food in their neighborhood. And it's a beautiful thing. These people are empowered because they've made it possible to feed their own families with food that they grew, like their grandmas did and everything. And we can't lose that. This is a critical part. This is revolutionaries, these people. This is a huge thing. It's just starting to take hold. So, try to make sure when you buy your food that you support these kind of people, that you're not buying from the corporations, that you're not buying these huge loads of food that come in from God knows where in giant metal boxes and everything. Do not do that if you can figure out how to stop it and support your friends and support the land and support the people that want to care for the land. The revolution starts with us. It starts with you. It starts with people like this. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Next, we're going to talk about what may seem like an unlikely partnership between farmers and a healthcare professional. Joining us today are farmers Catherine Hanks and Chris Pohl and nurse practitioner Miranda Trent of Charlottesville. Welcome to you all. Come on up. We're going to look at some video, actually. We're going to learn a little bit about what these folks are doing in Charlottesville, and then we'll have a conversation.
We connect local produce from local farmers to help the community to want to eat healthy. And the best way to do that is to get the produce from our local farmers.
You really want to bring in local produce if you're able, and the Local Food Hub is the organization that can coordinate with all the farmers and get the produce together for the program.
It's awesome to be a part of this system that encourages a lifestyle change, dietary changes, by supplying really healthy leafy greens, you know, not sprayed with anything.
The opportunity to have people learn about eating healthy, fresh, live vegetables is amazing.
Here in Charlottesville, minority of people were more likely to be obese because of their eating patterns.
Obesity was identified as one of our community's priority health issues. So there are people that we feel might be helped by better access to fruits and vegetables.
The program is trying to get them to learn how to avoid some disorders, you know, like heart disease and hypertension and diabetes. By getting fresh produce like this, and then to get recipes like we are trying to provide them with, it has just been a wonderful, wonderful program.
Social responsibility is extremely important to us, and how we treat our customers that we don't necessarily see.
I've been involved in this program for approximately 2.5 years. My food bag is vegetables that we get from the Local Food Hub every other week. The vegetables that I eat now, I would not have eaten in the past had I not started this program. I don't buy food that I want to waste, so they were given to me for free, and I said, so if they're free, so I might as well try them. And once I tried them, I liked them. When I came to Miss Miranda, I had a lot of health issues, and I was on like 9 medications. I'm down to 6 now. I have a daughter, and she's my inspiration, so I try to get her to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, which she does. She loves salads and cucumbers, which come in the bag as well.
It is definitely a collaborative effort. We couldn't do it without the Local Food Hub coordinating all the farmers.
We will grow our own food one day. We can find out how to do that through this program, through the Local Food Hub, and give back to show our appreciation.
I'm going to start with our nurse practitioner, Miranda Trent, over here. Miranda, Fresh Pharmacy delivers fresh local foods to your patients. And through the program, you're treating the root causes of the diseases in your community rather than just addressing the symptoms. What does that mean for your patients? What are the changes you're seeing?
Well, for one thing, that person who spoke, my client, who said that now she's down to 6 medicines, she's now down to...
Ronette, can you stand?
So she's now down to 0 medications. So many of my clients have made such healthy changes. One has lost 138 pounds, and she is now off of her high cholesterol medication, and she was a diabetic, and she's off of that also. So and those are just two of the examples. It's so many of them that are able to try new products that they never would have tried if we didn't have this program, because they could not afford the medications. Also, they were having to, they could not afford the produce and the veggies that they received. And they would eat things like hot dogs, which of course has more hot dogs than potato chips, which they saw was less expensive. And just, if you could just hear them talk, if you could just hear how much they appreciate the taste of the food and how it just stretches their budget. And also we give them classes to just learn how to cook those things, because they've never been exposed to it, because they weren't able actually to afford it. So it's just such a wonderful, wonderful thing for my clients.
Thank you. Catherine and Chris, you spoke in the video about the social responsibility of farmers, as if you didn't have enough on your plate already as new young farmers. You're really transforming the role of farmer into also health provider. And I wonder if you can talk to us a little bit about what this concept of food as medicine means for new farmers like yourselves.
Well, I think it's really important to understand that that as farmers, we have the responsibility to provide the best quality and the most nutritious food possible. And the only way that really happens is if it stays within the local community. As soon as you harvest something, there's the clock's ticking. And you need to get that to your end consumer as quickly as possible. And the faster you can achieve that, and with organizations like the one we work with, the local food hub, that's possible, whereas otherwise you're forced into a wholesale system that is geared towards transporting food to whichever buyer.
Do you want to add anything, Catherine?
We just also really kind of live by that philosophy ourselves, and in keeping food as medicine, and so we just love providing it to this organization in this way, and love seeing the results.
You're changing lives. You should be really proud. Dave, we know you're a huge supporter of Local Food Hub, just as Farm Aid is. Your personal connection to Charlottesville, and particularly the farm and food community there, is a big part of your legacy. What led you to focus on food and farming, and did Farm Aid play a role in that?
I like food. Keeps me alive, along with air and light. So since I was a kid, I had a romantic idea about farmers. We used to go visit this dairy farmer, and we get our milk. This is not in Virginia. This was when I lived in the UK. My dad was a scientist, so we went where the work was, which is weird to say about scientists, but they move around too. But I've ended up in Charlottesville, and like to go picking apples. And then when you really see what's happening in our food system, farming, at least the industrial farm business, has a very different appearance from what we imagine farming is. A lot of you already know that, but a lot of people around this country and around the world have no idea that farming has been stolen from the farmers and been turned into an industry that is very destructive and is based on the bottom line, which is money. And so with this new revolution that Neil so eloquently talked about, with food as medicine, I feel connected to it. I've become more connected because of what I've learned at Farm Aid. My wife is a naturopath, and she's always like, you know, well, you could take that medicine or you could just start eating like this. And it's really changed my life, and it's great to have examples shown here. But the majority of the illness in this country and in much of the world is because there's a problem with food, whether there's not enough of it, or whether there's too much of certain kinds, or for the most part here, the quality of the food. And so if you know where the food comes from, if you know the farmer, if it's in this right season, it changes everything about your relationship with food. And the revolution that Neil's talking about, that everyone here is talking about, is the revolution of going back to where a more natural existence can occur, where we can live in connection to our planet in a healthy way. The planet's here to feed us. We just have to indulge it. We can poison it and poison ourselves, which is what the profit-driven companies like Monsanto's would like us to do, because then they can make money, and then they can make more money. Or we can connect ourselves to the farmers and to the land and to our communities, and we can change the whole country. And I just feel like that's, if I have a priority in my life, it's that we change the planet to one that's connected to itself rather than to money.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Miranda. We're going to bring up Bo Umar, Miss Mary Morgan, and Chris Bradshaw next. Welcome, welcome. Urban gardeners / farmers, Bo Umar and Miss Mary Morgan, and community activist Chris Bradshaw, founder of Dreaming Out Loud, have come together in one of DC's most challenged neighborhoods to start a garden that is healing their community. And they have big plans for an even bigger farm, so watch out. Let's take a look.
Growing healthy food is important. When people grow food, they come together. There's healing in the soil. There's stories to be told when people gather, and the old and the young are in the same space accomplishing something together. But there's also opportunities in food to create jobs where folks will have an equal chance to control their own destiny.
I got into gardening out of the need to save money so that I can feed my children fresh produce. My stepmother, who had a little garden in her backyard, I tasted her cucumbers and her tomatoes, and it was it from there. For me, it was a lot more empowering because I wanted that control back that the big box stores have over what foods we have. I grew this. I know where it comes from. I know what's on it. I know where my seeds came from. And I put my love and my heart and soul in it.
Dick Street Garden is a garden that was bare when we first got it. Wasn't nothing there but grass. We got dirt and raised beds, and from there we just started planting here. So it's a community garden, actually.
When Bo got the garden, said, "We're gonna plant a garden, Miss Mary." I said, "Now you're talking my language. I'm a country girl, so, you know, we always grow everything that we eat, so everybody in our community could have some food even when they didn't have any."
Our garden is like a hub for people, and then the truck is here, right? So that draws them in.
And, you know, the ice cream truck kind of like a magnet. So that's definitely for kids, like sucks them all up, but everybody stayed engaged into weeding, or we had cherry trees up there, peach trees, like picking fruit off the trees or watering. They were like locked in.
The kids took a lot of pride coming in that garden. When they get out of school, they come running and see, what did you do next in the garden? Our kids and elderly, we don't eat healthy like we should. And the price of food has gone up so far, and it'd be better if we can eat from the garden and then you'll know what you're eating, where it's coming from.
Early in the morning, you know, when I get up and I come to the back door so I can see the garden, I say, oh, thank you, God. We got something to eat, and it's growing nicely.
In order for everybody to stay together and be strong, we have to work together. Just kind of like the forest, right? Trees do this, the grass does this, worms do this, microorganisms do this. Everybody plays their part, but everybody's working together.
It's just a chance for different people in this community and other communities to come here and grow some food.
Bo, you have grown up in the city. You've lived your whole life in the city, and now you're a bit of a farmer. What does it feel like to grow food for your neighbors?
It's really amazing experience, especially starting with the people in the community, because it was something nobody thought that really actually could happen in our community. So really actually thanks to Miss Murray, and they love it. Everybody in the neighborhood love it. They can't wait to get out of school, the seniors coming to garden and all that. So I'm just enthused to be able to see people come in there smiling every day and always, can I get this? Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? So I love that fact anyway.
Miss Mary, as you say, your window looks out onto the garden, and you're out there yourself every day digging in the dirt.
Yes.
Perhaps no one is better able to see the difference it's making in your neighborhood. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's just nice because, I'm sorry. I was raised on a farm in North Carolina. And that was great because I got to eat everything fresh. The milk, the butter, the cheese, the chickens, everything was fresh. That was fun. Wasn't too fun when it got hot outside, but it was good because it was prosperous for us. And so I was so happy when Bo got the garden because I've been waiting for years to get something in the ground. I love collards and cabbage and kale and turnips, mustard, beans, everything that we grow in the garden. Hey, so when we got to grow a little bit, that was heaven. So I said, well, I know they think that because I'm confined to this chair, they think I can't do nothing. I have to show them. This is not just a little bit of love. This is a lot of love. I enjoy it.
And the plans for the garden expansion include making it accessible for everyone.
Oh, yes. There's a few of us in our neighborhood that, has one of these. And, we have to ride places that we don't really want to, that's not safe for us. And then we want to get in the garden to help. So we can't do that unless we have a little trail to get us there. So I'm happy for my little path, and I go out there every day.
Chris, you believe in the power of food as a lens for organizing people. Can you tell us what you mean by that?
Yeah, absolutely. So at Dreaming Out Loud, we think of food as not just the ends, it's a means, the organizing. It brings folks together, whether they're young or old. People get their hands dirty, and they feel a different bond after they left, right? But we also view it as a tool to examine the intersections of race and gender and class. Being in the urban environment, to find space to grow food is a challenge. In the spring of 2017, we'll start construction on a 2-acre farm and food hub. To find spaces just to exist and grow your own food in the city is a challenge because of the pressures from developers. And I know rural farmers face those pressures as well. In DC, everyone thinks that a glass and steel condo that costs $3,000 to $4,000 a month should go on every corner and every green space. So,
working in communities where you face those pressures, people are being displaced because they can no longer afford to live in their communities, we use food as a tool to begin having those discussions about why that's happening. And it's that same profit over people motive that we've talked about with the Bayer and the Monsanto merger. It's a mentality. It's something that you see across many industries where people would rather make a dollar than help someone, and they don't care who they step on.
Thank you. John, you've often said if you want a better world, it starts with you. I think these three people represent that completely, perfectly. And I wonder, with their focus on young people, have you seen in a new generation changes that are giving you hope that we can turn things around?
Well, that is true. You know, if you want a better world, it starts with your actions and what we all do. But I have to say, sitting up here today, for the first time in a couple of years, Farm Aid, I really feel humbled by what these people are saying and these young people are doing. And I think it should give all of us great hope. You know, when we started Farm Aid in 1985, you could see this country changing. Slowly but surely, this country changes by the men that we admire and the people that we elect. And we need to be more aware of that and where those people stand that represent us. Because I grew up in a small town of like 14,000 people, and all the other little small towns around me were disappearing, and I couldn't figure out why. I was only in my 20s. I didn't understand why these little towns were going away. What's happening? And then I realized, I think Willie said it a long time ago, you know, follow the family farm and you'll see the future of America. And that's what's happening. You know, right now we are all just feeling the change that Reagan put into place 30 years ago, 20 years ago, however long ago it was. But things don't change overnight, you know. They take a long time. They change so you don't really notice that things are so much different than they used to be. And not that I'm longing for the 50s, I'm not. That's why I feel humbled to listen to these folks and feel like, you know, this is what makes us us. Are people who are still dreaming and still, I mean, I was very touched when she said, I couldn't wait to get some seed in the ground. Willie, Neil, myself, us guys have been very fortunate and achieved what we wanted to do in our careers, and it's so easy for guys like us to just kind of go, but 31 years of us being here, at least one day a year, all of us are not going, we're here because our hearts are in the right place, and I know you people are here because your hearts are in the right place.
Thank you, guys. We have a special guest today, one more farmer who has made some great partnerships all over the country to grow a strong farm and food system. Please welcome Deb Eschmeyer, an Ohio farmer who started her career with National Family Farm Coalition, led by the great Kathy Ozer, who's in the audience somewhere. Deb is also a founder. Deb is also a founder of Food Corps, a volunteer program that connects kids to healthy food in schools and grows new good food leaders. And today she serves in the White House as the executive director of Let's Move. Yeah. Deb, can you tell us what your experience has shown you about the power of each of us to grow a better food system, and what is the future of this work?
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. I have to say, this is very much like a family reunion, because my very first role with Farm Aid was as a grant recipient, working for the National Family Farm Coalition. So I've written some of the progress reports, just so you know. And just a special shout out to the National Family Farm Coalition. Hi, Kathy. I see a lot of friends out there. There's Rafi. Hi, Ben. Yeah. And my very first concert was in 2005 when then Senator Obama introduced Wilco to the stage. So it's really gone full circle. But I have to say that I grew up, I am a farmer. I am the wife of a farmer. I am a daughter of a farmer. I am a sister of a farmer. I have a 5th generation family farm in west central rural Ohio, small town of 880. And we had a CSA, and the only thing that really called me away from the farm was the chance to work at the platform, where the very first thing that the First Lady did as the First Lady of the United States of America was to break ground on the south lawn of the White House to create the White House Kitchen Garden to grow fruits and vegetables, is pretty much using an incredible platform to connect kids to where their food is coming from and to show the importance of farming in America. And you think about what Farm Aid has been doing for the last 31 years, has been creating this platform for all of you, and to support the organizations that then support family farmers across the United States. And then I've had the privilege to work for a woman in administration who have made this a priority. They've made it a priority that kids understand where their food comes from. And that's a really big deal for all of us, and so much and so important to with the future of all of this work. And speaking to the future of it, I just have to say, it has never been brighter. There's never a better time to be in this work, to be a farmer, to be you are entrepreneurs. Farmers are the best entrepreneurs. They take everything in. You've got weather as Mother Nature as your boss. You're the marketer, you're the scientist, you're everything, right? And it is an exciting time to be in this work. And I have to tell you that it is so beautiful to know that this entire day, all these artists are here lifting up their voices for family farmers so that you will never feel alone day in and day out when you're in the field, because you have these amazing artists behind you. And I just hope that everyone soaks in this day and the beauty of everything that they've lent to this cause, because it's making so much great work possible. And I'm just very proud and privileged to be sitting next to with all of you guys today, and I hope you enjoy all of it.
Carolyn, these stories that we've heard today are really about people coming together to solve problems in our community, particularly critical at this time when it seems like our country is so divided. Can you tell us about some of the challenges going on right now for family farmers?
Jen, as I sit here, like you were saying, John, it's an amazing moment to take this in. And we have great potential in this country with all the folks that we work with every day, and yet we can't exist without recognizing what the objective reality is also. We know we're up against tremendous odds. So while we're up against those odds, we have to build for what's best and what's right and what's better, and we also have to look out for where the serious problems are. When Farm Aid started in 1985, we had a hotline since the day after Farm Aid, Willie, because people called in the 1-800-FARM AID number to give money, yes, but a whole bunch of farmers called in with problems. We didn't know we were going to have a hotline, but we ended up answering a lot of farmers' calls and finding out where there were people all over the countryside, which all of you represent, that could help farmers and could connect farmers to the resources they needed. So we had to become a hotline pretty fast. Of course, we did not know what we were doing, or at least I didn't. You did. But summertime is usually a quieter time on the hotline. But this summer, we have seen a spike of 106% in our farmer calls into our hotline. We're hearing from dairy farmers, beef farmers, grain farmers, and contract poultry growers in so many corners of the country. And we know that they are hurting. They have been left behind by their elected officials often and exploited by corporations who have so much power over their markets. Farmers are frustrated by the increasing consolidation of corporate agribusiness, unfair prices, and the volatile roller coaster of the global economy. We joined other farm groups this week in Washington at the Capitol to push for change and fairness in a real chance for success based on hard work. We are asking for farmers to be paid for their hard work, and we are asking for policies and markets that live up to our democracy and what our nation aspires to. We know it's going to take all of us to demand a better system, one that reins in the power of corporate agriculture, one that puts family farmers forward and delivers them a fair price, and one that delivers good food to all of us. And you see here all the people that can do it, and so many more that are at the ready to do it. We have a lot of work to do. We leave here nourished and inspired, but we know we can do it. And I'm going to steal a line from Neil because he didn't say it yet. And he said, we're going to win in a weird way. See, Neil, I told you I was going to steal it. But we know we're doing it, and we find our way all the time, and we figure it out. Now, Willie, you're the one that got us into all this. What do you think we need to be doing more, and what are some more examples, and how do you think farmers?
Here's the good news.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some good news. This morning when we had breakfast, we had our bacon and eggs or whatever, it used to come from 1,500 miles away. Now we can get it from our organic farmer friend who lives next door. We don't have to have it shipped in all over those different 1,500 miles. We can support the local family farmer, our farm to markets. So there is good news out there. The farmers have begun to realize that we can do this. Also, I got to thank all the artists who for 31 years have been flying all over the country, coming to whoever we say come to, and let's do a farm aid. All these guys have been there for 31 years, never complained or bitched even a little bit. So that's good. Thank you.
Farming and music truly go hand in hand. That's demonstrated here today at Farm Aid. It's demonstrated in, as Willie said, the nearly 400 artists who have come to the Farm Aid stage, donated their performance, their time, their travel expenses to be here and play for farmers. And it's demonstrated by the farmers, from the crow of the rooster in the morning to the dinner bell and the radio and the combine on those long nights during harvest. It's all about music and artists and farmers coming together on Farm Aid stage. And Willie invited a few artists on stage to give a couple words about that. And we have Jamie Johnson over here with Allison Krauss. And this is Jamie's 9th Farm Aid performance. And yeah. Jamie, I know Farm Aid is personal for you. Can you tell us a little bit about why you come year after year?
Yeah, I think Dave summed it up too. I like food. I like to eat. When I first started coming to Farm Aid, I really didn't focus that much on where I got my food from. But ever since I started coming to Farm Aid, I have. And it's made a world of difference to me. The more time I spend looking for the local family farmer in my grocery store, the less time I spend in my doctor's office asking him why I've got this rash or this other condition. And the less I have to rely on products that Bayer makes. I don't need any of their stuff when I've got a local family American farmer making my food for me. Farm Aid has made a tremendous difference in my own life, and I like to give back. So that's why I keep coming back. I want to come out here and sing my songs and make sure everybody out there is aware that you can do something. I mean, look at all of y'all out here today. I'm not the only one here. You guys have traveled all over the place to get here and support this, and I thank you for being here.
Thank you. So we have artists who come back year after year, and we also have artists who are new to the stage each year, and we have two of those artists to my left over here. Sturgill Simpson. Can you tell us a little bit about your motivation for being on the Farm Aid stage today?
Yeah, it's like you guys, I'm also from Appalachia, a little town in southeast Kentucky, where none of my families were farmers. They're all coal miners, but both my grandmothers always had a big garden. And if you've ever been to southeast Kentucky, all the gardens, they sit like this, because it's not exactly the easiest place to grow your food. But like I said, my family were coal miners, so I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be an expert about the plight of the farmer, but I do know what it's like to grow up somewhere and watch your family, wonder how they're going to support their family and feed them. And so with all that said, it's just an honor to be here and play music and think that that can in any way make a change or a difference. So thank y'all.
And Nathaniel Rateliff, you have roots in farm country in Missouri.
Yeah, I grew up in rural Missouri to a very poor family. I don't know, we had a big garden and hunted squirrel because that's, kind of the only thing you have sometimes. And it's an honor to be here and just to be a part of this, to remind people that, our hands are the things that help feed the world. And we all need to take responsibility and know where our food comes from and make sure we have clean water and take care of each other, really.
Thank you, Nathaniel, and thank you to all of the artists performing here today. We appreciate your support. We could not do it without you. And those artists are here, represented up behind us on stage and also in the front row. They are the Wisdom Indian Dancers. Star Swain. Ian Mellencamp. Insects vs. Robots. Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real. Margot Price. Jamie Johnson with special guest Allison Krause. We mentioned Nathaniel Rateliff, and we have his band, the Night Sweats. Sturgill Simpson. The Alabama Shakes. Tim Reynolds, who's joining Dave Matthews and has for years and years on the Farm Aid stage. And of course, Dave, John, Neil, and Willie Nelson and family. Miss Mary mentioned digging her hands into the dirt, and we want to encourage you all to do that in our homegrown village, which you'll find over here. It's open from noon to 5:30. You can get your hands dirty and do really fun exhibits and activities and learn how to do things that you can go home and teach your kids and friends and family. It's really fun. We want to encourage you to eat the homegrown concessions. Glenda Yoder has worked so hard with her team, including Sonia Dagovitz, and the food is incredible. It's sourced from so many farmers, and we want you to enjoy it. And We're also really excited to have the Washington Post here to host conversations between artists and farmers on the farmyard stage in the Homegrown Village. There's going to be some great conversations going on out there, and we'd love for you to join in and listen in and learn more. And finally, thank you all for joining us today. We cannot be here without the artists, without all of you who give and come to the concert and share Farm Aid information with your family and friends. And if you are feeling giving today, we encourage you to donate at our donation tents and also online at farmaid.org. Thank you all so much and have a fantastic day.